Hi there, my name is Chelsea Kinsella, and today I think I would like to talk to you about how I would go about getting your horse calm at an ABRA, jackpot, rodeo, etc. So this horse that I was riding was maybe not out of control in the typical sense, but for me she was out of control. And obviously it looks different for everyone what your out of control is, but for me the out of control is when your horse cannot come back to you mentally off of a simple fingertip rein pressure. So if you're like hauling back on their reins and your horse is not standing, they have ants in their pants, their attention is in every other direction, that's probably where I would take the time to bring them back to me mentally. So I brought this mare to a little jackpot just to see what she was going to be like. The goal was just to see what she was going to be like there and to get her calmed down and back to me so that she's soft and working the same as she would at home. And whatever that looked like. So maybe we could only get as far as groundwork. Maybe we could get on and ride. So in this event I was able to jump on and ride her, which is pretty cool. I've been working with this mare for about a couple months, so I was fairly confident I'd be able to ride her, but still the possibility was there that I wouldn't be able to. So how I went about calming her down is the same as what I do at home. I check to make sure I have her attention mentally, so that she's with me and she does the things not just physically, but she's doing them mentally. And if you have their attention mentally, you're going to have a softer horse and a horse that is not going to be out of control. So that also fixes a lot of that anxiety that horses have, because 90% of those issues that you may have at a ABRA or jackpot or even at home is anxiety. Horses have those issues because they're worried for whatever reason. So a good way to fix that is just getting their attention. And so I get their attention first by I start on the ground, but in this one I show you kind of under saddle. And that is just bringing their head around using fingertip pressure and just holding until they flick an ear or bring their eye to me. Initially this might take you a little bit longer. For me this took less time because we've been doing it so much. So I just hold and I ask for that horse's head to come around, but not sling around physically. I want it mentally to come around. So that means their head also be more level. As you can see in the video later, her head gets like not level because she slings it because she's not there with me mentally. Later she moves it nicely over where it's level. And so this is just asking fingertip pressure until she flicks an ear or an eye or something, then I release, and I do that 500,000 times. Or however many times it takes to where I pick up and she doesn't like against the bit or walks off or just doesn't listen to it. She just is like, oh, right, this is what we do. I come back to you mentally. Both sides, and then we work our way from that. So then I disengage her hip when I get on at that next point. I disengage and we go around and go in a circle, and the second that she gets anxious again where she feels like she's tight or whatever, I stop and I break it down to the last spot she was comfortable, which is maybe a walk or a trot or whatever, and I bring her back to me mentally. So this I find is a really neat way to fix them being hyper at the jackpot. I'll see how it goes because this one was her first one, but it's been working really well at home. Obviously there's not as many distractions, but we are on a farm, so there's lots of tractors and people coming in and out and stuff and no noises and whatever. She actually worked better at this jackpot than she has at home, mostly because her friends are at home and she would really like to be with them, versus at this jackpot she wanted to be at the trailer, but it wasn't a huge draw, so that was neat that we got a little bit softer there. So the end of the video kind of shows her looking half decent and that she's able to work on the transitions better. And the transitions, I do a lot of those as well to help with their mental game, because they have to mentally go forward and come back down, and then that will also build that work on the collection. So it's some of those strides that she has where she's rounded and in a bit of a frame is not because I'm putting her in that one, it's because she's mentally there. She's rounded, so she has to have her head down and round. So these transitions will help with the anticipation of getting collected. She's like, oh, I have to go forward. Oh, now I have to go back down. So it's easier for them to just be ready to go. And that's how you get that versus the, because I have one clip in there where she's going, I have her going at a trot and I stop her and her head is like, and then she eventually remembers to get back down. And so fixing that bracey at the very beginning will fix some of those gross transitions later, because if she's already hard at a halt where she's going against the bit when I ask her to go this way, she's going to do that at a walk and a trot and a lope. That's just all there is. She's not going to be nice and do it, at least mentally. Like, she might do it physically, but it'll still not be that nice rounded frame. And obviously she's not a reining horse. She's not yet at the point where I've taught her collection. So some of these are just like the occasional stride, which is cool because she didn't do that a couple months ago. So anyway, I hope that helps, and that is how I go about getting her, or any horse, calmed down where there's more chaos, rather than just at your regular arena or wherever you ride usually. So